Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. I actually began my legal career doing exactly that, working on behalf of corrections officers who were suffering from PTSD, so I'm very aware of the issue, and it's a very important issue, and I'll certainly look to see where the data is on that. I will say that the issue that was sort of thrown out from this caucus is a good one, though, the degree to which there was an opportunity to talk about PTSD as it impacts corrections officers, and the fact that this government specifically rejected that issue and rejected the import of that issue when the matter was brought forward a couple years ago. We will certainly look to resolving that issue going forward, Mr. Speaker. I think I did answer the question, Mr. Speaker. I actually believe it probably is already tracked, but certainly if it's not, I'll certainly look into it, because in fact that whole issue of the safety of corrections officers is one that's very important to us, and one in fact that was missed out by the previous government when they addressed the issue of presumptive coverage of certain staff people with PTSD. So I thank the member for bringing it forward. We will certainly make sure it is tracked. I think it probably is, but if it's not, it will be very easy to make sure it is, Mr. Speaker. Well, Mr. Speaker, I believe I actually said yes in the previous answer, but to be clear, the answer is yes. But one of the things that's really important to understand, Mr. Speaker, is that right now, many corrections officers do not have their PTSD acknowledged by the very agency that would track it, because it is not covered under the legislation that this government brought in and failed to include them in. So because PTSD is the presumptive coverage of PTSD does not extend to corrections officers as first responders, because the members opposite chose to exclude them. Some of the statistics are difficult to get because many claims have been